Okay, this is better. Oh, this is a way better angle. It's a beautiful day, which is why the lighting is so glorious. Today is July 18th, 2026. I don't know why I keep forgetting the year. um, Today I wanted to talk about dating with autism. Um, so I got my sources ready. I was diagnosed with autism in April of this year, so um, it was a life-altering information to be gained. Because like I would joke about having autism, right? But like when a licensed professional tells you that you have autism, it's very hurtful. Yeah. Anyway, um, so according to the American Psychiatric Association, autism or autism spectrum disorder categorized by differences in social communication, sensory processing, and repetitive patterns of behavior or highly focused interests. That's autism. That's me. A lot of y'all are probably crying right now because you resonate with it so much, which ain't nothing wrong with that. I don't consider it a disorder, because if you communicate differently and you have repetitive patterns of behavior or like highly focused interests, like isn't that a good thing though? Like you have order and like, because like for me, I'm a simple girl. A sausage and egg McGriddle with a hash brown and a cup of water from McDonald's, right? Right. Grits, eggs, corned beef hash in the mornings with maybe some diced tomatoes or red beans added as well. Or yellow grits and fish. But like that combo, the grits and eggs and corned beef hash, like that's the default. If I'm hungry and there's like nothing else to eat and I don't and I ran out of, my little allowance I gave myself, I'm gonna pull them grits out. And also I drink a smoothie. Like I started drinking a smoothie like every morning. It's got like mixed berries, bananas, coconut milk because it's better for you. And I put a little bit of coffee creamer in mine. It tastes sweeter. Okay, anyway. And then autism. I mean ADHD. So there's ADHD. Defined, wait, hold on. This is from the National Institute of Mental Health. Defined by persistent patterns of intention, hyperactivity, and impulsivity that impacts exclusive functioning. That's a lot of big words. Yeah, so like being like extremely talkative. Sometimes, oh my gosh, before I was actually seen and diagnosed with this stuff, um I would just look at people and I'm just like, wow, like how are they so good at holding themselves back and not saying certain things or not following people around? Hmm, maybe I should cut that part out. But anyway, the point I'm getting to is whenever I got my first job, I I don't know. I think like because I'm not like unintelligent or like easily manipulated, I have a path. I have an idea of the kind of person that I want to be with. But then like my ADHD is like, oh, this person has a likable quality. Let me hyperfixate on them for a memento. And then I do, right? And then I get to know them. And just like everybody else, you get to know somebody and now you don't like them no more. Or maybe that's just me, maybe I'm the only autistic person in my circle. Let me see. Oh, right. So my first job was at an Italian restaurant, and there was this guy there. We'll say his name is the little man. He was a prepper like myself, and I knocked my water over. And he was a little man for sure. Yeah, I was 17 at the time, and I was 17 at the time. Okay, my hair. Oh my gosh, I was 17 at the time. My goodness. And I don't know. Like, I just, like, people told me on my first day, like, I did see him on my first day because he was off. But they were like, yeah, there's this jacked Asian guy, and he's gonna come in and you're gonna see all his meat on his arms. And he came in around the corner, and like, he's like, you understand? So I don't know. Like, I was talking to my friend, we'll call her Pepperoni, like every day. I was talking to Pepperoni every day. I was like, oh my goodness. Oh, I know he's small, a little unintelligent, right? But I don't know. He's just so masculine. I've never been around that much muscle in my life. In my life, okay? I did school online. So I ain't had no friends and no boyfriend, no sneaking a link. What else is it? A side piece, a situationship, nothing. And of course I got ahead of myself. Well, I didn't do anything. Like, okay, let's understate it. Let me think. I didn't do anything. I didn't. I don't think. I'm sure I said some things that I can no longer take back, and hopefully he doesn't remember. But like, I was very quirky. No, I wasn't. I was very quiet. I don't know. But anyway, I didn't really like him like that. I just like hyper fixated on him because of his meat on his arms. And I don't know. Oh my gosh. Okay, and so my friend Pepperoni, and then we'll call my other friend, what will we call her? We'll call her Diamond. So Pepperoni and Diamond, right? They will always call me every night, or I would call them because I ain't had nothing else to do after work. And they would be talking about their boyfriends, and I was just like I'm trying to be intelligent. I'm trying to make the hard decisions while I'm young, so that way when I'm older, I won't have to, I can retire early at the age of 22. But I'm 21 and I'm still in the military, so that didn't work out. But, right? So, I'm a Christian. I should have started with that. And this is like some of the instances that I learned, like, to be very careful what I pray for, because whether it's good or bad, I'm gonna get it. So, anyway, so I prayed, And I asked him if I could have a practice boyfriend, I think, right? I asked him if I could have a practice boyfriend. And I was fully prepared for him to be like, yeah, you thought, no, whatever, like continue to fast and pray and work that job and get that check. That's what I thought he was going to do. But then 3 days later, this guy came in. He looked like an Asian, but everybody kept saying he was Hispanic. I didn't believe them. But his last name was like very Hispanic. We'll call him Marijuana Mouth. Not because of his race, though. Let me see. So I remember I was folding pizza boxes like near the front. We were still kind of closed. And he came in. He was talking to one of the cooks on the line, and he kept like looking over and glaring at me. And I was like, what did I do? I didn't do nothing. Like, I don't know him. We hadn't even said like 2 words to each other, right? So I go over to what do you call it? I go over to gluten-free donut dipped in sugar diabetes. Well, that's why we'll call him gluten-free donut for now. But they were both talking at the bar. I went over there and I was like, yo, like this Asian guy, this Hispanic Asian guy, I guess, he kept like glaring at me. And I was like, what did I do? Like, we haven't even talked to each other. And I'm like, am I ugly? And they gonna look at each other talking about some, you're not ugly. Like, what is that supposed to mean? What are you talking about? So anyway, I ended up like the day went on. I was tying garlic knots in the dough room, and like I kept seeing people be like, "Oh my God!" We gonna call him his last name. We gonna say it's Jose or something. Oh, never mind. No, we're not. They were like people kept coming up to him and they were like, oh my God, I haven't seen you in so long. Like, where have you been? Like, everybody knew him. I was like, wow, now I love a guy who can like be respected, be like kind enough to demand respect from others without, saying, hey, respect me. And of course, me being autistic, I fell in love. Well, not for real, but, I fell in love with that likable quality. I fell into with that likable quality. He was shorter than me. I don't think he was very attractive, but everybody else kept saying that he was. Maybe I'm blind and slow. Maybe. But it's working for me, so. Anyway, I tell Diamond and Pepperoni about this discovery of mine, and they were like, oh my gosh, like you should totally talk to him, like, yeah. So I was like, okay, cool, right? Some days went by, and it was a very busy night. He was helping out very well, and I called Pepperoni. I was like, do you think I should ask him, like, for a kiss? She was like, oh my God, yes, you totally should. Like, just to see what he's gonna say. Right? It don't take much for me to get motivated. If it makes sense, you can say 2 words or 3. If it makes sense to me, it's already done. But anyway. So I had a really hard time asking him though. I was like cutting lettuce, or maybe I was cutting cheese or something, and like I told him I had to ask him something. He was like, all right, sure, go ahead. And we were in the dough room. It's got glass windows and doors, so I was having a hard time. I could not get it out. Pause. But anyway, he was like, oh, let me just come back. I'll come back. You get yourself together, right? I got myself together somewhat. I ended up asking him, right? He was like, oh, yeah, sure. Like, is that it? I didn't know there was anything else. So I was like, yeah. Wow, he's being surprisingly chill about this. Mm. So I thought we were going to do it that night. I thought we were going to lock our lips together that night. But he went outside and he was smoking and he came back in leaving a trail of marijuana breath in the air. And I was like, man, I really hope he don't try to kiss me smelling like that. Smell like a cabbage patch. Huh. He didn't. It was the next night, right? And so, I'm not gonna get into I'm not gonna get into the kiss because it wasn't nothing crazy, you know. It was like a peg or two. It was 2 pegs. Very surface level, right? Then the next day goes by. Okay, hold on. I'm sorry. So the next day goes by, right? And there's this girl that I did not like. Like, I used to think, oh my gosh, Lord, like, you're so merciful and graceful. And I still think that. Like, how could I be mean to another person? How could I feel negatively towards another person when we're all in this together and none of us are making it out alive, right? She changed my mind quickly. Oh my gosh, her voice. It was annoying. I'm trying to calm down, I'm sorry. Her voice was annoying. Oh God. And then she didn't want to do stuff. And she would kind of like push the work on me, which was fine because I had nothing else to do. I mean, we getting paid to do a job, ain't it? So, but I got tired of it. She came in one day. She was crying. I mean, like wheezing, the snot coming out the nose, and she's like, "Oh my gosh, we're gonna call her the bipolar chihuahua." Because she was bipolar. Like, she'll be nice to you 1 second, and then the next second, she's like telling you to die and cursing your family and stuff. So I try to stay away from her if I can. It was a very small building. She came in talking about some. It's not funny, but she was like, she was like, oh my gosh, like I really thought this guy liked me. Like it turned out to be like one of the waiters. We'll call him Pickle Boy for this for this story. But she was like, oh my gosh, like I really thought Pickle Boy liked me because like he would like kiss me every day after dropping me off to work or whenever we're here, and he went out of town, and when he came back he picked me up immediately and took me to his house, and I met his cat, and then I ate his pickle. To me, at the time, I was like, well, that's so random. Like, you're going to somebody's house to meet their cat, and then you ate his pickle? For what? What did you get out of that? I thought it was nasty at the time. And, you know, never mind. I did comfort her, unfortunately, like, despite my hatred, my strong dislike for her. And then Marijuana Mouth came in the dough room, and he was like, he showed no sympathy for her at all. He was like, why would you think that a guy likes you, like, if he just kisses you after work and like that's it? He's like not doing anything for you, and some other stuff that he said. I don't really remember because his breath was stank, but um, she was like, no, but like, I love him, like, and he told me, like, like, oh, no. She was like, after I ate his pickle and he dropped me off at my house, he said he wasn't ready for a relationship over text. But he was ready to get that pickle ate, ain't it? Nasty. So that's when Marijuana Mouth came in the dough room. And he was saying, like, he already told her that she shouldn't have been messing with him and that he was a player. He didn't actually like her, which I don't know. But anyway, I was like, I thought about it and I was like, man, like, I don't think I'm above being influenced by how I feel in the moment. So I try not to put myself in certain situations for that very reason. So I was thinking about Marijuana Mouth and our enchanting smooch behind the building, and he went outside, and I was okay, see, now I done lost my train of thought. Ugh. But I thought about it, and I was like, I don't want to end up like the bipolar chihuahua. Like, who's to say that I'm not gonna feel like so delusional about this Marijuana Mouth to the point where like I'm sacrificing my freedom and my future for this guy that I don't even know, right? So he asked me like, hey, like, do you ever like want to hang out outside of work, or like I could come over? And I was like, actually, I've been meaning to talk to you about that. I don't want to end up like the bipolar chihuahua, so I don't think like we should do anything anymore because she looks miserable. And he was like, oh, but he made a face that I couldn't read, and even though it's been 4 years, I still don't know what he may have been thinking in that moment. I don't understand. But so thought I'd just let it go. And then some months went by. This was like before I decided to quit, or before I joined the military. I usually never answer the phones, but whenever like the phone ringed in the restaurant this night, I answered it, and his girlfriend was on the phone talking about she was trying to figure out where he was. He wasn't there, and that she was pregnant. I don't know why she was telling me this. All I said was, hey, welcome to such and such pizzeria. That's all I said. And I said, he's not there. I said, Marijuana Mouth ain't here. I didn't say it like that, but I'm just saying. And she telling me her life story. Like, I don't know you, but I'm glad she told me. He ended up getting like moved to another restaurant because apparently him and this other guy at the pizzeria had some beef, as the children say. But it was pretty big beef because it was over marijuana. And like, I don't see how he claimed to be so poor, but he could still buy illegal substances. Isn't that strange? Right? If you set aside money for the things you love, You don't love a car and not being homeless? He was homeless. His okay. You know what? Never mind. um. Anyway, moral of the story. I don't even know what the moral of the story is. I'm not gonna lie. I just turned the camera on. Dating with autism, right? So I don't know. Don't recommend it, right? I'm so observant in particular, and I guess like that autistic side of me can come off as judgmental. So I'm working on it. But I ain't gonna get played in these streets. You feel me? That's it. I think that's everything. I have to, I gotta clean my room, and I have to go pick up my ice skates because they're getting sharpened today. So, this is episode 1 of the slightly exaggerated events of Queen-Kamile. I'm Queen-Kamile, and I'll see you later.